Hi everyone, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to another video. Today I am going to share a card that I made with you. It's very simple, but it's made with the Not Too Shabby, the new release. If you haven't seen my first video on the new release, I will leave that linked in the top right hand corner for you to check out after you've watched this video, of course. I am using the new Rain or Shine set, and I'm starting off with this adorable little bunny and his umbrella. I am stamping him on a die cut oval that I die cut from white cardstock. I'm using my Miss Do to do my stamping, and I am using Memento Tuxedo Black ink to stamp that down. The reason I'm using that ink is because I will be using my colored pencils and OMS to blend out those pencils. I have a video all about that coloring technique. I will leave that linked in the top right hand corner as well, so you can get the full rundown on how to use that coloring medium. So once I have that stamped, I'm going to go ahead and continue with my stamping. Next, I'll be stamping my background. So this is being stamped directly onto the card base. The card base is A2 and it's top folding. I have a video all about making card bases as well. You can check that out. I'll leave that one linked down in the description box below. But I am stamping directly onto the card base because the great thing about colored pencils and OMS, they don't bleed through the cardstock. So this can go directly onto the card base without any fear of it going through to the other side. So to stamp this background, I am using the little umbrella, like I said, and the rainbow from the stamp set. And I'm just stamping them repeatedly, turning them every which way and moving them around inside my stamp positioner. The main thing whenever you do a technique like this is to clean them off really well in between when you're moving them. That is going to keep them from smudging and everything while you're lining them up for the second and third and fourth times. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and fill in all these little spaces with the carrot from the stamp set as well. This time I decided to just go ahead and use my acrylic block and stamp these down instead of using my stamp positioner. This stamp is so small, I have better control over it when I do go to stamp it, so there was no need to use the positioner. Now it's time for the coloring. This is the main part of the card, is the coloring. And essentially all this card is stamping and coloring. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and use my colored pencils and my OMS to do my coloring and blending. I'm coloring the rainbows with red, yellow, green, and blue. Then I'll go ahead and move on to another part. But what I like to do whenever I'm coloring really large areas like this with a lot of the same images is continue to color all of the same parts that I'm coloring. So I colored all of the red parts of the rainbow first. Then I moved on to the yellow. Now I'll go ahead and color all the green in the rainbows. That way I am wasting not a ton of time by switching out colors every time I go to color a different part of the rainbow. Then once I get the images or the little spaces colored in, I'll go ahead and dip my blending stump into my blending solution, my OMS, Gamsol, whatever you want to call it, and blend out those colors. Once I have all the rainbows complete, then I can go ahead and move on to another image. In this case, I'm going with the carrots. Then I'll go ahead and color all the little bottoms of them orange, and then I can move on to the green once I have all the oranges colored in and blend those out. This really helps me move quickly throughout the entire panel. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and color all the umbrellas. I'm starting off with the handles. Those are going to be a dark gray, almost black. And then once I have all of those blended out, I can go ahead and move on to the top of the umbrellas. I decided to go for purple with that. So whatever colors I didn't use in the rainbow that are the colors of the rainbow, I went ahead and added those to different parts of the background. This just gives everything a nice cohesive look and just helps out with the overall appearance of the background. Now, as you can see on my panel, I did not fill in the center portion of that panel. That is because I knew it was going to eventually be covered by my oval die cut that I stamped my little bunny onto. That is a huge time saver. If you are going to end up covering a space on your panel, don't bother coloring it in. All you're doing is wasting time for a part of your card that isn't going to be seen. If you're not sure where your image is going to end up, then go ahead and fill it all in. So now it's time to color in my little bunny. I'm going to go ahead and use all of the colors that I used beforehand and color this little guy in. I used purple on the umbrella, yellow on the boots. I colored my bunny in a very, very, very light gray and then added some pinks to his nose, cheeks, and ears to finish him off. I love the way this little guy turned out. So once I had that done, it was time to put this card together. Like I said, this card is mainly coloring and stamping. So what I did was I stamped the little hello sentiment from that stamp set onto the right side of the bunny. Then I'm going to go ahead and apply that oval to a slightly larger oval that I die cut from black cardstock. Then I went ahead and applied foam adhesive onto the back of that black die cut, and I'll pop it up in the center of the card base that I colored with all my rainbows and umbrellas and carrots. And that completes the card. This was a super easy one to finish. It just took some time to color. So if you are in the mood to color, this is the kind of card for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and a look at how I made this super simple card. If you are interested in any of the supplies that I use, they are all linked down in the description box below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can do that on the left-hand side now. Thank you guys so much for watching and happy crafting.